Hey, Radio Horror for YouTube fans and Radio Horror Show fans. Today we're looking at House of Wax on Blu-ray, both the original in 3D and the House of Wax remake. Now, the reason why is because recently on my podcast, the Dead TV podcast, about a month or so ago, actually this being March, sometime late last year, my co-host and I, Mel Heflin, covered the House of Wax movie as it has Paris Hilton in it, as well as Jared Padalecki from Supernatural, tie into our Supernatural Creatures and Lore podcast. So the original House of Wax starred Vincent Price and was a 3D film at a time where 3D was kind of like becoming the going to become the norm. 3Ds had waves. I mean, it was big in the 50s and then the 80s, and then it came back in the 2000s because of films like Avatar, and then everyone trying to do a retro 3D, and it's kind of stuck around, but definitely has passed over again. But who knows when the next wave of 3D will come about. But this House of Wax Blu-ray, I really enjoy both of these, and this version of 3D looks fantastic. So you do need a 3D HD DVD, compatible 3D glasses, and a Blu-ray 3D player as well, or a PlayStation 3 system. I do not know a PlayStation 4 and 5 for 3D compatible, but PlayStation 3 definitely was 3D compatible because at the time this came out and 3D films were coming out, the PlayStation 3 was the hot new thing on the market. I have seen this in 3D and it looks amazing. It's incredible. The special effects look fantastic for their time period as well. You also get on here some great bonus material, including Mystery of the Wax Museum, the 1933 original film, too. So technically, I guess I have all three Wax films. You also get a commentary on here by David Delvale and Constantine Nassir, who is a great film historian that I've tried to have on the show a couple times. And this, of course, does come with the 2D version too, so you don't have to watch it in 3D if you can't. But if you do have the ability to watch it in 3D, I do recommend it. It is fantastic. And then, of course, a House of Wax featurette too. They really gave this some decent bonus material for a very old film, so I do give it up to the studio for really giving it a chance to shine. Warner Brothers sometimes lacks in their um, bonus material, and sometimes they thrive, and sometimes it's just carried over old releases. Now we'll take a look at the House of Wax remake, and this is, of course, the Scream Factory version. The artwork on here is fantastic. I'll take a look at who the artist is in a second. If you're a fan of horror conventions and horror art, this is by Joel Robinson, who has done plenty of Scream Factory cover art before, and has also worked with Horror Hound magazine. So we have in here with interviews with Paris Hilton, the music composer John Ottoman, and special effects supervisor Jason Baird, which is really interesting that Paris Hilton did an interview for this movie because this is touted as the film you get to see Paris Hilton killed in. At the time, Paris Hilton's star fame was pretty high, but also a lot of people loathed her because of her reality TV series and debutante type of behavior. But she has gotten a bad rap, and this movie, I never wished her ill. I never wished her to see her dead. It was just always that tagline. But this is a Joel Silver film, and Robert Zemeckis too, who also made Ghost Ship and House on Haunted Hill. Of course, Robert Zemeckis is also best known for the Back to the Future movies and Who Framed Roger Rabbit, as well as Monster House and several other animated films. There's a lot of bonus material on here as well, and a lot of it's carried over from the original DVDs too. But the interviews with Jason Baird, John Ottman, and Paris Hilton are brand new for Scream Factory. And here you have the original House of Wax cover. I believe that is supposed to be Paris Hilton lying there, covered in wax, even though that is not exactly how she dies in the movie, but I'm not going to give that away. And the back is the same as the slipcase. So you open it up, and of course the disc has the cover art on it from the Scream Factory version. Just to show you what the other one looks like. The original House of Wax disc just has the title of the film on it. One thing I gotta say about both of these movies, the picture quality is absolutely amazing. Definitely watch it on a high definition TV if you do have one. Don't just run it on your run of the mill Blu ray. in standard definition television, you really want to get the picture quality of these films, especially the original, just because of just how beautiful and visually stunning it is. And the remake is kind of its own movie entirely, by the way. I'm just going to point that out. The remake is not as much of a remake as, let's say, Psycho was. It is really its own film, and I highly recommend it. You can also check out a review of House of Wax on Supernatural Creatures and Lore, the podcast I do with actress Mel Heflin. Check out the rest of the videos here on the Radio Horror YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, and comment, and come back for another Blu-ray review coming up in the future. Thank you, everyone.